Welcome everyone, Fable Fox Weaver here, and today is Tuesday? It's Tuesday. And we are going, I believe we are going to finish Death and Taxes, if there is an end at all. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. I have a strong suspicion that we're going to end because we are playing on the day 25, and if I am correctly, they said, thank you Christina for the host. Fate, Mr. Fate, our boss, mentioned that we would have our final revision on the after 4 weeks, which should be 28 days. So I think it's gonna be a short stream, or I don't know what we're gonna do next, but I gotta finish this game before we move on to the next one. That's right, last time I ended the game right as we were about to start a new day. Because I wanted to check what had happened, on the cell phone. But I'm gonna read it again because I forget. Crazed volunteer turns violent in retirement home. He's nowhere safe anymore. I don't remember any action that could have caused that. Young people in latest antiviral medicine trial warned of severe risks as one. Oh yeah, there was apparently a pandemic in the game, and me chose to kill. Not to kill. It's different words. We chose to let him die, or we chose for death. A young guy that was doing drug trials. Editorial by young psychologist inspires anti-bullying movement. I have no idea where that came from. Corpse-stealing doctor found dead. Neck snapped. Oh my. Oh yeah. We there was a Frankenstein. It's alive! A monstrosity seen lurking around the back alleys of Cosmopolis City. Yep. If they give you two, I'm pretty sure it's gonna be relevant. Right. There you go. Alright, adapt for the first. Unemployed monstrosity is his position. Okay. Let's see. Record number of participants of the Intercontinental Rally Challenge blasting off tomorrow morning. Oh yeah, there was a woman. There was a rally driver. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that word right. Rally. Television preacher calls upon the end of times as deadly virus officially announced as pandemic. Took him a while, because remember, the game counts our diary as 1 day at a time. For us, it has been 28 days, but for the people, for the humans, it has been much longer. That has been established. Latest research: several local gambling dens run by radical criminal organizations. Okay. The living corpse is real and here to eat your children. Well, we have confirmation. Let's see. Oh, let's see what's going on here. The virus. Oh, okay. So it seems relevant enough for Fate to mention it directly. The virus does not seem to be fatal on its own, but it seems to make people terribly aggressive towards each other. A true apocalypse. Nice. 6 humans have to die, and we have 7 sheets of paper. So my question is, does this count as human? Alive or dead? This undead creation of Manuel Castellan. Castellan. Okay. Usually hides either in the sewers of Cosmopolis City or in a cabin at the surrounding forests. They're eloquent and always interested in discussing existential philosophy, ideas surrounding life and death, for obvious reasons. That's interesting, because there was Frankenstein's monster is always or commonly depicted as, you know, a monster and you know, a beast. But there was a really cool show a few years ago, Penny Dreadful, and it had, well, I guess they didn't have, well, they had a really, it seemed like a good production. Sometimes it took a turn for the dramatic and, you know, for the, like, romantic dramatic, not like as much action as you would expect. But I think they took the Frankenstein story, because first of all, Penny Dreadful is a show where there's a lot. It's kind of like a League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. So you have a bunch of characters from you know, known stories, and they are all together. And somewhere along the line, they added Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monsters, including the woman. And then they have, you know, there's a lot of story behind it. It's not just a movie with a beast. I find that interesting, and this guy fits more with the Frankenstein from that show than with the Frankenstein from the movies that we usually see. I don't know. I don't feel like killing him. He seems like he's a nice guy. Why would you kill him? Another unemployed. A few years ago, Ludo fell into hard times. They tried their best to claw back into society but failed. Recently, they have been going to job interviews again. Wait, how long did it take? The market is looking for fresh recruits after a series of sudden outbreaks of disease. They don't tell you what it did before. What do they mean by looking for fresh recruits? Oh, okay. People died, positions became available. I don't know. I'm gonna put him on the maybe death, I'm not sure. Reggie graduated from clown school a long time ago. He's 32. But the search for a paying clown gig has been unfruitful. They keep making balloon animals in their tiny apartment in the fear of losing the finesse. They also stay in character 24/7, which some people might find creepy. Reggie R. Roback. He has a lot of R's in his name. Yar. He could be a pirate, maybe. Maybe die. I don't know. I don't want to kill the monstrosity. Why? It's just gonna be fun. Lenny Kuski, 41, movie director. Okay, he looks a bit like Tarantino, doesn't he? Tarantino? Yeah. Because I don't know, his face is a little bit weird. A notorious filmmaker made famous by the Blam Blam 6 series. Lenny is enjoying their fame and fortune on a private resort outside Cosmopolis City. They feel like they are really touching people with their work and consider expanding the series into a franchise of its own. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't look evil. It's just a common rich person, famous person. But considering I've been given like it's been established that my choices are regarding like a great span of time. It's weird that it's not a wide span of places. It's always Cosmopolis City. I have nothing wrong against this guy, but I don't know. Put him on the maybe. Jackie has been devout ever since their faith saved them from wicked criminal ways. How? He's a televangelist. They are a televangelist. They've since moved to legal ways of amassing a wide group of followers and fortune as televangelists. Alright, so we know that there's almost a cult forming. The simulation world hypothesis. This feels like the person that would fit right in and make it go really weird really fast. And I want to see that happen. But it doesn't really make a lot of sense because they seem to be very devout to their faith. So would they really turn to simulation world hypothesis? I don't know. Maybe he dies. So far, only the monstrosity will live. 26. He's a nurse. Hakim works at the Cosmopolis Center of Biomedicine, a research hospital, which, in addition to patient healthcare, also analyzes many rare and dangerous toxins and substances. Okay. In their high security wing, they are also a fan of gambling and have lately scored accrued many deaths. So I feel like this one is a dead guy. I think this goes on to definitely die. You can just stay there. Not that I think he's a bad person, but it feels like he could make the virus situation worse. Dar is a homeschooling veteran, with their pupils mostly mostly being from the elite of society. Well, do you really get homeschooled if you don't have certain kind of I mean, well, I guess not, because when we went to Arizona, there were people being homeschooled just because they were very far away from places. They feel very, but here, at least in Portugal, it's not very. I don't know anyone who's been homeschooled, or of anyone who's been homeschooled. Where was I going with this? Let me put the chat on my phone. So they feel very comfortable with teaching and will likely continue to do so until retirement. They've always wanted children of their own, but never found the time or effort to go down that path. Or effort? Okay, well, he's a teacher. And he seems to like it. And he must be doing very well because, I mean, you don't get to be a home teacher for the elite if you're not, you know, if you're not decent, at least. I'm feeling like I let him live, but then I would be failing to follow Fate's orders. And you know, in for a penny, in for a pound. Might as well let some other people live. Reggie graduated clown school. Let me see what are the things that I can affect. Peace, health, economy. I don't know. What could this guy influence? Probably peace, like he's an artist. They keep making balloon animals in their tiny apartment. But yeah, but they're not good for the economy. Good for the arts, maybe? Does the clown die? Is anyone out there? Does anyone want to help me with this decision? What do I do with the clown? Unemployed clown. In the meantime. Christina's here, nice. What would you do? What would you do? Would you let him live? It doesn't seem like he's bad. I mean, he's probably bad for the economy, you know, from the perspective of he's an unemployed person. But other than that... Die! Alright. Jesus. Are you worried he might turn into Joker? Let's see, movie director. I mean, he already has a series. He's definitely not creative, otherwise he would create a different movie instead of continue to explore. They feel like they are really touching people with their work. What? What does that mean? What do those quotes mean? Really touching. Ew, he dies. Okay. Isn't this the guy from Men in Black? The older guy? Arizato! What's up? Pay up? What do I owe? What do I owe? Pay up. That reminds me of that sketch, you know? Pay what you owe. Cause taxes, you know. Oh, right. I think they have hinted on the origin of the name of the game. Fate was talking to me in the last stream, and he recalled a saying that is, nothing in life is certain except death and taxes. Yeah, how's it going? I feel like the game is ending. This is probably like we probably have like 3 days left. A few years ago, there are times I tried best to claw into society but failed. Okay, I don't know about this guy. He could be the solution for the virus. Nothing is true, everything is permitted. except avoiding death and taxes. I mean, taxes are made up, really. Someone came up with them, with the concept, so, you know, they're not necessarily true, and yeah. Digging the music, well, yeah, it's very elevatory. What do you think we should do with this guy, Arizato? A few years ago, I can read it for you if you can't on the screen, because the letters are so tiny. Why don't they make, like, there's so much space in here. A few years ago, Ludo fell into hard times. They tried their best to claw back into society but failed. Recently, they have been going to job interviews again, as the market is looking for fresh recruits after a series of sudden outbreaks of disease. So basically, there's a virus going on and people are dying, and this guy might have a chance to get a job back, unless he dies. Of course. Yeah, the music is from the game. I'm still unsure what to do with him. I can leave him on screen if you want to read. In the meantime, I'm gonna read that one. Jackie. They all have weird names. Most of them have the weirdest names. He dies. Alright, he's going on the death pile. Remember, like 5 minutes ago, I said, you know, I have 7 papers and I have to kill 6 people. Otherwise, I am defying fate's orders. And I decided that I would let 2 live. And I said, in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm gonna probably let more people live. But so far, everyone is going on the death pile. What is wrong with that dude's fate? That one? That one? The one on top? On the table. He's Frankenstein's monster. On the previous day, I killed Frankenstein. He wasn't named Frankenstein, but the story was very similar. It was, you know, gathering up bodies and sewing them up, trying to come up with a monstrosity, and it worked. It worked. Hadapa, my boy. Yeah, this guy's gonna live. Why would I kill him? Too cruel to let him die. Jackie has been devout ever since their faith saved them from wicked criminal ways. They've since moved to legal ways. Oh wait, legal ways of amassing a wide group of followers. Why would they stress legal ways? That makes me think, you know, they have a maybe not so legal mind. But will he live when he's already dead? Yeah, exactly. But here's the thing. I have come across with multiple profiles of people that believe in a thing called simulation world hypothesis. That is basically the belief that the world is a simulation. And I let them live because I want to see where that goes. By the way, Fable. Yes. Yes. Music is too loud in contrast with your voice. Alright. Thank you. Or maybe I was just talking lower. I don't know. I hope it's better. Let me know if it's too low. And thank you. I need that feedback. You know, you're a streamer too. It sounded alright for me. It's better. Well, yeah, well, maybe different people have different different tastes. But I do find it a little bit annoying when you get to a stream and the music is like, maybe it's not too loud, but it's loud enough that it's distracting. And it's better to just lower it. I mean, you're not here for the music. Hopefully. Even if the music is nice. I think I'm gonna let this guy live. Because I want to see where the simulation world hypothesis is gonna go. And even though this profile isn't directly connected to that thing, I'm pretty sure that thing is gonna turn into a cult. And I want to see that happen. Because you both complete each other and you always know what Fable is talking. That's relationship. Yeah, exactly. There's like a sort of automatic audio adjustment in our heads because we are in a relationship. It's part of it. It's a new way. Oh yeah, this is the I'm gonna just for you. And that is it. Fate is not gonna be happy. I let too many humans live. And then people are gonna be like, "Oh, the virus isn't that dangerous."
How many times have we met? I lost all count.
What is this? Clothing. Don't care. Resonator. That's a cactus. Cactus, the most brutal of plants. That's true. Version of it which travels through the ether and then blasts them at you. I don't know. I want to see what that does.
Shiver me timbers. 'Tis a tale most sordid. I dare not even recall the details, but since you wish to hear it,
He always tells a little story when I buy something.
There I was, scouting some rickety office building downtown, and I saw this in an elevator. Went in, tore it out, and made a run for it. The device has immense power. Ye turn the knob, and infinite pleasant noises come from it. Some might even call it music.
Oh! Shit, it's the radio. God damn it. Should have bought the cactus. Wait, what? What was that? I think it was that skeleton. I think it moved. The thing is there again.
Hey, what, pray tell, happened to the world?
I don't know.
Sure you do. It's the culmination of all your choices. Do you know the story of the Wyvern and the Prince Consort?
By the way, Arizato, have you found any games for us to play? Actually, yesterday I tried, but I don't think I'm not entirely sure. It's not a great game. I'm not sure how or if it's possible to play in co-op. I played single player. I tried Legendary. I think it's Legendary DXP. I think that's the name. I think you can play it on Android or on the PC, and it's basically like a digital version of the tabletop game that we have. Except, well, there's Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, alright, we can do that. I need to install it, because I don't have it yet. Which one? I think I told it, Dual something. Dual... I don't know, there was one that was recently released. I don't know if it's good or not, but we can try it. Legendary is kind of okay if you like the Legendary tabletop game, but it's kind of sad because the tabletop game you have in flavors such as Marvel, Aliens, 007, I think, even. But the digital one, because they don't have licenses, it's just like generic fantasy. It doesn't have the same impact. Also, I will have free-ish time soon, and I'll be able to check Battle for Middle-earth. Yes! I searched for it a little bit, but I didn't find that one, the remastered one. Master Duel. Okay. Have you installed it already? Is it good? Do you know the story? She's gonna tell us the story.
Of course you do. A young, quick-witted prince consort was once kidnapped by a wyvern. Using their gift of charm, they tried to alter the ways of the wyvern in order to save their lands. Soon, the beast and the prince found resonating ideas and ambitions. They molded the land in rather inept ways, whilst thwarting attempts of rescue by the queen. Then the wyvern, tired of the desolation, ate the prince and flew away.
Am I the... Hold on. I cannot be the wyvern? Otherwise that story would not make sense. Am I the... I can't be the... Am I the queen?
Yes.
Yes! Got it. I knew it! You would have answered yes to any of those.
Yes.
Ah, shit.
It doesn't matter if your mistakes were countless or few, as long as you learn the lesson. We are thankful of our time together, even as it's quickly running out. It'll be pretty horrible from here on out.
Nice. I did, but I didn't play it yet. Okay. I tried Legendary because I thought, hey, maybe if we could, if I can play this with more than, you know, if we can play this co-op, it's gonna be a nice game to play on stream. But it's not great. I think I'd rather play Yu-Gi-Oh! Even though I don't remember the rules even.
Grim, I find myself at an impasse. Lend me your thoughts.
Lend me your thoughts. My thoughts to your thoughts. My...
Should my prose be more experimental? Or should I stick to traditional narrative techniques?
That's true. That's true, but yeah. But those seem, I don't know, like pretty endless. I mean, we have played Magic Arena, and Magic Arena doesn't have an end. I enjoyed Portal because there was sort of a goal, right? By the way, there was a game that I saw that was kind of like It Takes Two, but cheaper. There's that one, Keep Talking and no one explodes, but I think we would both have to buy the game. I think it was Tango Operation or something, that if I buy it, you can use it for free, and it's cheaper than the other one, It Takes Two. Because It Takes Two it takes a lot of money, also. There's I just don't know which are good and which aren't exactly. Do you have any Legoland games? I don't. Sanctum. Sanctum? What, is it an horror game? Listen, I'm not a brave boy like you. I don't wanna have to clean my pants. No, you say that, I'm not sure I can trust you. Because you're also like, I don't like horror games, but then all you play is horror games, so I'm not sure you know what a horror game is. It's lower defense game. A tower defense. Okay. There's Worms, but I don't know if we can play it online. Worms is cool. Maybe it takes too long. I think it's a game that maybe takes too long for a stream. A tower defense game. That sounds interesting. You said Sanctum? Sanctum 2. I need to take note. Should I? Oh yeah, Arizate, if you're not, or anyone who's not caught up with this, Fate, he doesn't really like his job, and he's more focused on writing a book. So that's what this is about. He's like, I don't give a crap. I just want to write my book. Haven't you seen what's happening in the world?
No, not really. I have been most occupied.
With the book.
Fine. Let us take a look at the situation.
Worms Ultimate Mayhem on the 3D one. Ew, but do you like it? I was talking about the real Worms, the 2D one, the one that is fun. Do you like it? I remember playing it when I was younger. Hello, Riders. Never tried it. I remember when I was younger, and you know, I played a lot of Worms with my friends. We played Armageddon, then Worms World Party came out. We played that one, which was pretty much the same thing with a few more things. And then a 3D one came out, and it was like, nope, that's enough. That's enough of Worms. And we kept playing World Party. Hello, I read you have Worms, Arizato. Not the game, real Worms. Hello, Riders. Welcome to the stream. You came in like a wrecking ball. Never tried it. It was free. It was free. All right. Why are we screaming? Hello. Who is screaming? No one is screaming. I don't. But once I became a corpse, I promise I will. That is. Hey, don't make that. You could be cremated. You don't know.
Chaos. Pain and suffering are off the charts.
What is he talking about? I made a safe place for the people.
What is... Wow. Reanimated corpses running around consuming the flesh of other
Consuming
humans?
the flesh? What?
They are unstoppable. Brutal death machines. Astounding.
Hey, there was nothing in the file about eating flesh of other humans. I have been set up.
And it all stems from a singular patient zero. Caleb Sadi Rondeau. Sometimes it takes but a small nudge.
Oh shit. I think I remember the name Sadie. But there could be more than one. How is everyone? I am doing fine. How are you? By the way, how are you, everyone? I know how is Christina. So how are you, Riders, and how are you, Arizato?
Suiton, Watarina no Jutsu!
Yes, sir. I think I asked Arizato, didn't I? No, I did when you arrived. I forget, but I think I did. No, you asked, and I didn't answer. What a jerk. I am. Tired but fine. Well, get ready, cause there's at least 3 more days in the week. It's just a Tuesday. Oh my, I should have killed that guy.
What can I say? Things do not seem to be going well at all.
What's going on? The world just keeps getting worse. Exactly. It's their fault. It's the humans. The humans suck. I'm okay, waiting for my laser engraver. Can't wait, and my birthday tomorrow. I can't congratulate you yet. We'll talk later. By the way, there's an work we call Soul Worker. That's Korean anime style, but I don't know if it's good. Shit, I need to take notes. Let me try that Jarvis thing again. Maybe it will work. It will work this time. Let me see. Who knows?
Welcome, sir.
I don't know if you can hear him. Jarvis? Nah, it's not working. It's weird. It's very weird because I have tried. I have tried this thing off stream and it works, but then on stream it doesn't. Maybe it has. I can't. I don't know. Yeah, bye Jarvis. It's still not working. I don't understand. Maybe it's competing for the microphone. I don't know. So the world just keeps getting worse, and I didn't take note. Shit. Hold on. That was embarrassing. So it was Sanctum 2, and Soul Worker. Soul Worker. Okay. Hello Jarvis. Bye Jarvis. Exactly.
Are you sure? You are but a grain in this cosmic process, lacking the complete picture.
I don't think no is an answer anyone would pick. What? Yes! I mean, I feel like...
What is done is done. These are the consequences you must live with, while you still live.
Shit, he's gonna kill me.
Off to work, Grim. Certainly you have no time to waste now.
God damn it, I thought I was doing good, and now he's like... You put the... At the same time he feels like he's blaming me, but at the same time he's like, well, you're just one. What can you do? Wait, only 3 papers? Let's see what's going on in the world. Take a look at this teacher mercilessly shutting down a violent tantrum. What does that mean? It looked like a good teacher. I hope that's a good thing. Famous televangelist collects record donations after 24-hour preaching marathon. Good for him. Modern classic filmmaker accidentally killed by housemaid in apparent sexual harassment attempt. I knew it. I knew that guy was up to no good. That touching thing was just it was just he almost slipped. He almost survived. Traffic accidents see sharp rise as average driver behavior increasingly...
That's what she said.
Increasingly erratic. Why? Because of the rally? I don't know. An identified person in a nurse uniform found shot at the warehouse. What?
Oh my god!
Indeed. The hell is going on? An unknown viral outbreak strikes the industrial district of Cosmop. Okay. Hadapa, the possibly undead, comes out of hiding and enrolls at Central. He's going to the university. This is great. Why? I knew. Letting him live was the right way to go. Hot corpse person inspires new ideas about tissue damage and flash regeneration. Entire city in quarantine. Please do not leave your homes. I feel like a lot of people are about to die. I don't know why. It's just a feeling. I hope you read this post haste. The viral crisis is at its apex. Surviving humans are subject to intense quarantine, but some cities still remain inhabited and functional. Deal with them. Wait, what? Okay. 2 humans have to die out of 3. Wow, this is gonna be fast. You gotta pick one to survive. Oh, I feel like I know that guy. Okay, I'm doing the tutorial for Yu-Gi-Oh! And if nothing else, the game looks really good. Nice. Nice. That's good. That's great. Alright, so one of them shall live. The other two shall die. Who's gonna be it? Rio is starting strong with a cool name. Kobayashi has been aggressively advocating for a new radical policy which completely eliminates all taxes. I like this guy already. Just saying. Any and all vocal opponents are mercilessly mocked. Well, that's not the way to do it, but fine. I mean, what did taxes ever do for us anyway? Exactly. That's... But at least it brings change, I think, maybe. But he's gonna die. I mean, I like him. But he's opposing taxes, and taxes is in the name of the game. I can't... He's gonna fail, basically. Because fate said so. Everything, nothing is certain except death and taxes. So... it feels like poetic, you know? Because by killing him, I make sure that sentence is true twice. Alright, I'm gonna go finish homework. Stay safe, guys, good luck, and have fun. Bye, writers, have, you know, be strong. Stay strong.
On your left.
And thank you for the host. Thank you for the host.
Is that everyone? What you wanted more?
I'm not even gonna ask what the homework is about because I don't want to distract you. Go, you go and do it, and then if you do it fast enough, you can come back. Hopefully. Alright, Lieutenant General Ismo Gustav has served their country with respect and admiration. They are currently tasked with containing the massive viral epidemic. Wait, is it an epidemic or is it a pandemic, and is there a difference? Christina, write in the chat. Because they call it a pandemic, but now they call it an epidemic. And why are there two different words for the same thing? That's not right. Recently dubbed the White Death. What? That's not a great nickname. As Cosmopolis City falls apart, they stay vigilant in upholding their duty with whatever means necessary. Jesus. Pandemic and endemic are different. Pandemic is COVID, endemic is flu. Somehow that sentence doesn't... It seems like it should be the other way around. COVID is pandemic and flu is endemic. And, you know, it's not. But okay. But it says epidemic, not endemic. Anyway, Bart... Jesus. The names. Bart experienced a spiritual awakening after eating moldy cheese. I feel like he's the one that is going to live. I just have a feeling. With questionable origin while on vacation. Now they spend their time spreading their newfound wisdom to anyone willing to listen. He's 54. This is a hard choice. Alright. If you can, I would like you to write in the chat which one of these three you would let live, assuming the other two would die, of course. So, Rio is a politician that opposes taxes. Gustav is, you know, he's fighting the virus with any means necessary. And Bart ate cheese and thinks he's wiser now. Because he's Japanese. Well, that's discrimination. I don't know. It's also true. Bart because cheese. Yeah, he seems like he's this... I don't know which one of them is the worst. Like... Obviously, you need taxes. I mean, maybe you don't need like a ridiculous amount of taxes, but you need some because there are public infrastructures. And if you don't pay taxes, how are those supported? That's how it goes. I mean, Gustav is maybe a little too extreme, but you know, we're in a crisis, so maybe that was the way to go. To save the people. Cheese is love, cheese is life. I can't pick. Yeah, Christina's point is pretty solid. Get it? Because it's cheese is solid. Solid, kind of like solid milk almost. Cheese is love, cheese is life. Favo's gonna have dinner now. It's alright, Arizat, it's alright. Bring some when you come back. If you're still here, I'll join the stream after I came back. It's alright. Have a nice dinner. Thank you for being here. Oh my god, I can't choose. Like, this guy might be bad, but it might also be necessary to save the human race in Cosmopolis City. I guess we gotta trust humans again. I honestly, these last 2 years don't give me this much faith in humanity, but Jesus, this guy's gonna die. And you need taxes, man. I like you, but I'm gonna go with the cheese guy, I'm sorry. I hope this guy is okay. Oh lordy, this is gonna go so well. I forgot to check in the lamp.
Hello, Grim. I have been absorbed in my work. Tell me, how goes it out there in the wilds?
It's just probably spiraling out of control. It's going fine, totally fine, no problem whatsoever. Fine. It's probably spiraling out of control.
Fate unconstrained, with nothing to stop it. Seems a terrible power, yes?
Yep.
Wild bands of animated corpses roaming the streets, attempting to break through the barriers of the survivors' compounds.
What is he talking about? It's not a zombie. It's not a zombie outbreak. Is it? No.
My. It truly looks like the end. I am giddy with anticipation.
Maybe I can still find a
All
way.
seems to be outside our timid grasp already. Goodness, look at the time, Grim. Precious moments wasted. Enjoy your night.
Fuck you. Well, I got my monies. This elevator is wonky. It goes up and down and up and down. Oh Jesus, 2 papers. This is gonna be easy. Entire Cosmopolis City is in quarantine. Please do not leave your homes. WD in control area status eliminate. Jesus. All citizens required to move to designated control areas. Well, yeah, well. COVID in game 2. No, except in the game it's more extreme. Maybe. The thing is, like, in a virus like this, like, we have seen, for example, Walking Dead, right? And Walking Dead, the virus is so much more extreme and so much... Like, I feel like it would be easier to survive the virus from The Walking Dead than... Or, let me say it again. Let me try that again. To deal with the virus from The Walking Dead than to deal with COVID. Because it doesn't matter if you're stupid or not. Like in The Walking Dead, at least you can see the person is a zombie, and I guess it's easier to avoid a zombie than to avoid someone who has a virus and doesn't care. Because there's no social component, you know? There's no... I mean, obviously, if someone is bit, you're like, oh my god, what are we gonna do? But once they turn into a zombie, it's a zombie. You know? And in COVID, it's not... It's harder, because sometimes you're like, oh, this is just a friend, you know? It's gonna be alright, and then you trust people, and then you get infected. While if you're at a party and a zombie shows up at your door, you don't let him in, period. That's it. That's it. So I feel like, yeah, it's it'd probably be easier. Like obviously you're like, but in The Walking Dead, everything goes to shit. Well, that's because people there are stupid. Well, it's not a great point to be made, because in reality, lots of people are stupid too. But I feel like in The Walking Dead, the virus has an advantage of the plot. Like, no one is gonna stop it, because if they did, there would be no TV show, basically. Hold on, there's a spider right there, and if I don't kill it now, Christina is gonna panic later. There you go. I'll clean it up later. Alright, let's read the mail. Unbeknownst to themselves, human society has finally collapsed. Whatever normalcy and humanity was left in the world is now swiftly fading. The few remaining humans have to die. What? What if not? I'm gonna let them live. Fuck you, fate. Maybe these guys will repopulate the earth. The president, of course. Let's see. Milena is stuck right in the middle of a taxi mafia turf war. How can there be a turf war if there are no peoples? Thank you. Alright. They've had their tires slashed, their car chained to a traffic signpost, the front window painted, and the interior of their car filled with foam. They're now considering joining an app-based rideshare service. Sure. Oh, you're gonna be great at repopulating the earth. Archibald, the leader of the free world. I think they made a mistake there. It shouldn't be a period, it should be a comma. Went into the election race, promising to funnel more money into healthcare and to tackle ethical problems within the pharmaceutical industry. Seems like a nice guy. Too bad he was a politician. Now they orbit over Cosmopolis City in their presidential aircraft, accompanied by their twin brother Gotthard, completely clueless about what happened and why. You can live too. I mean, I'm not gonna kill anyone. It's the end of times. Enjoy. What does it say? Life giver. Oh look, the bar is open. Let's. Oh, this is the guy. Let's talk to the bartender. Maybe she has a story to tell.
Hey, if it isn't my good pal Grimoire. Are you still wearing the same attire from before? Oh, gross! It's been ages.
I just think my current look really suits me.
Oh, Grimmy. This lack of transformation, no, it does not suit you.
It
Got
does.
just the thing to help you out. Something I've been holding for a special case.
Because it's the
Cool
end of the game?
visage to make your day. Check it out later.
Oh, she gave me stuff.
Crisis averted. The word is, you've caused a huge mess out there in the world.
What are you talking about? I saved the world, kinda,
Things
in a
like
way, if you think about it.
Burning, drowning, dying, all at once. Thought you had it locked down.
I did what I
I
could.
suppose you'll just have to live with it then. A ruin on your hands, the office disgraced. I don't think there's a redemption arc out of this one.
I don't understand what went wrong. That's
That
true.
there's a mystery I can't help you with. I ain't privy to the intricacies of the work upstairs. Maybe you'll figure it out someday. Eventually. I wonder
Oh.
what's going to happen with the office now that you've got very little left to do.
Yeah, we can't wait until a new organism takes over the world. Yeah.
It's a plan, I can give you that. Maybe not the best, but something. Might be time to get that last drink, huh?
Yeah, I like
Sure.
a drink.
What's your poison?
I have no money. I'd like a Karen. Remember Karen?
What's
I
a-
remember the name.
A Karen? Some sort of cocktail? Nah, sorry, we don't serve it.
No, Karen. I demand to speak with the
Okay,
manager.
Let me call the manager. Let's see, where did I see them last? Oh, right. I'm the manager of the den. Manager speaking. How can I help you?
Your barkeep said you don't serve Karen.
I'm sorry, never heard of it. We can't serve what we don't have. Why didn't
Got the
you say so
recipe
to
in my
begin
brain
with?
somehow.
I'm always ready to learn new formulae. Fire away. What are we starting with?
Ah, we gotta go with high efficiency motor oil for a starter, of course.
Uh-huh. Next?
Extremely high caffeine energy drink because it has caffeine and Christina likes caffeine.
Okay. Then?
I mean, I don't think any drink is complete without dog fur. Let's just say, like, that's the thing. Like, alcohol can go, you know, straight to your brain, but the dog fur stays in your throat.
Got it. Finishing touches?
Hmm. What would go well with motor oil? And energy drink. That's a lot of energy, maybe. Okay, the lemons, because you gotta... The oil is gonna be greasy, right?
Whew. Okay. I'm sure you know what you're doing. Enjoy your very authentic brew.
I'm just surprised she had all of those things there.
All I can say is, it sounds hella disgusting.
The taste is indescribable. Words die within your mouth. Cognition falls apart. Synapses cease to fire for now undefinable measures of time. Mere seconds may have passed or several minutes, no one can tell. A drift of reality has been written into your face. Then your glass is empty. I like a drink.
What's your poison?
I don't have enough money for anything, so nothing.
What else you got in mind? Au revoir, Lil Reaper.
Let's talk to Mortimer. I think that's the only option here before we go.
What ho, matey! At last we meet here, the finest tavern in all the land. Ye know, I'm reminded of the time me and me crew were sailing round the Cape of Ill Omen. And corresponding to the name, a mighty storm or a brewing right on the horizon. Shook our ship to and fro. Many of me mates swept into the icy depths of the unforgiving ocean. Aye, the sea's a cruel mistress, no ways about it. All of a sudden, the beguiling song of the sirens reached me ears. Now, you'd think sirens would sing afore, trying to lure ye to wreck ye ship on the rocks. Nay, sirens be having a bum rap. They even tried to save some of me mates, but 'twas too late. many claims by the coffer. Afterwards, we all, sailors and sirens alike, got exceedingly drunk off some grog we found. Can't let the chance for a good party to go to waste, eh?
That was most
Maxie,
excellent.
Ye have humbled me with the praise I only partially deserve. Ye have heard of me many exploits. How about ye regale Mortimer with a tale of grand adventure instead?
Sure, why not?
Fire away!
I was walking in the city. No, that's a lie. I was going into the shop. Also a lie. I was also sailing the many seas. That can't be true. I woke up one morning. Either that one or working at my desk. But I think I woke up one morning is a better start for a story. A lot of regular paperwork in my hand. The sun was shining onto my face. Nope. Holding a list of important ingredients. No. Searching for an old abandoned arbor. No. With a gruesome hangover. Alright. Let's have a party element to it. Suddenly I smelled. I can't smell, I'm a skeleton. All of a sudden I heard. Can I really? No, definitely. I can hear things. Suddenly I saw. So these are different feelings. I want to go with I saw. Old paper and ink. Strange muted noises like yapping. A rainbow across the sky. Ash and decay. Or a sharp... You can't see a spike of pain, can you? Old paper and ink. Oh, it's getting boring already. Ash and decay. Let's go dark. All of a sudden. Subsequently... No, at that moment. That seems more natural. Spooky ghost came to me. They said I've been doing a good job. That's not a great story. They winked at me in a alluring manner. They asked for directions to the water park. They inquired if it's in their body anywhere. Yeah. So I said... I deny everything. And we shook hands. And we nodded to each other, seriously. And then we smooched.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I see. 'Twas a most remarkable tale. A marvelous memoir. A fabulous fable.
He said it. He said it. A fabulous fable.
With a romantic undercurrent to boot. Mortimer loves those. In return, I have for ye a gift.
Tailmaster.
This here contraption's called a phantasmalizer. Use it to measure the many spirits ye have imbued into your gullet. Handy after any visit to the tavern.
Okay.
'Twas a great pleasure to have your attention. Time to head back to me emporium. Commerce awaits.
Alright. And then we were gone. I mean, it's the last time, might as well
You've
talk to
done
the fart.
well, Grand Reaper.
Really?
No.
Of course not.
We lack the imagination to pretend this is a world where you were competent. So, what comes next?
But I don't think I did
It
anything
depends on the
wrong.
perspective.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sure the world thinks otherwise.
Fuck you, you're
can
just a fart.
relax now. No one left to ruin everything, and nothing left to ruin.
Exactly. That was my plan all along. Where's the undo button when you need one? You're a real jerk, you know that.
Fleeting impressions inside your skull. Go on, oddball. Nothing else to wait for. swallow the bitter taste of regret when the only way is forward. We've reached the end. In general, I mean. Not with us. We will never leave you. As long as there is a you, there will be us. Until the next round.
It's so meta. Alright, alright.
It is growing quieter, Grim. Not much left now. Enjoy the silence, Grim. Do not waste these precious moments. Ravenous corpses still roam around, searching for the final survivors. Once finished, they will also slowly perish. Not a trace remains. Ah, there could be some sort of a metaphor for gluttony in this.
Hello, Biaka. Hello. I am admiring the results. I think this is the end. I basically killed everyone. Somehow. I made very poor choices, I guess. I don't know. Feeling a little bit bummed out. How are you? Just dropping by before going to play. Alright, what are you gonna play? Yakuza?
Anyway, and crucially, my book is nearing completion.
I fail to see how that is more crucial. Yeah.
We are
Resident
talking
Evil.
of exceptional art, my friend. A visionary breakthrough. Leave me to my grand labor, Grim. Tomorrow we shall deal with the final matters of this office.
A little bit, because I thought I was doing at least okay, but apparently in the last couple of days, everything went to shit and an apocalypse happened and everyone died, basically. I didn't even get to see what happened to those crazy guys from the cult. I don't think they had the opportunity to create that cult. I mean, you're the Grim Reaper, right? Killing everyone isn't... kinda. I'm not... Yeah, I'm a Grim Reaper, but I'm... You know, I have choices to make. Sometimes I have people die, sometimes I have people live, because I think they're going to do... Because I think their presence in the world is going to be positive. So, you know, I'm as much a Grim Reaper as I am a life giver, you know? So let's see what happened. There's no one... Oh, there is one. Oh, this one's still alive. Wow. All citizens. So this is my connection to the real world as the Grim Reaper. And I get news from what's happening down there. All citizens subject to curfew. So at least there are still people going on in the world. Proceed immediately to your designated control area. Okay, so it's dark, but still has a little bit of... So the president, please remain calm. We have the best solution for everyone. Oh Jesus, when a president says that. Oh boy. Fate news. Feel the night creep inside your bones. Let us stop and wait until we freeze together. Jesus, that's not okay. Hello Grim, we have come to it at last. Only one choice left to make. The last human must die. The end is night. That president sounds reassuring. Yeah, I thought the previous day was the last day, so I just had everyone live, because I was like, well, if I kill these, the orders were to kill everyone, but I let two live. It was a man and a woman. The man was the president, and the woman was stuck in a taxi. There was nothing about her life. I mean, it sounded very dumb. She sounded very dumb. But there was nothing good or evil about her. She seems familiar, but I've seen so many faces by now. One last living entity stumbling across an endless wasteland, drawing their final breath. Well, she gonna live. Should I kill her? Maybe I should have just put her out of her misery. Maybe. I don't know. He's gonna be like, you failed, you had one job. It was to kill this woman and you didn't. Just like a... like he always
last
is.
day, Grim. The last choice. So, how did you choose?
Really
No,
matter?
it does
Does
not.
Does it really matter? The president was alive, so I don't see why. There was only one person.
One human is not enough to save the species, after all.
Yeah, unless she was pregnant. She could have been pregnant, and as Game of Thronesy as it could be, maybe it would be enough.
But we ought not prolong the suffering of the last one. No need for
God
such
damn it.
cruelty.
It was the last ray of hope. Maybe she was with child. I didn't have that information, and a lot of information has been kept from me. So you shut up. What went wrong? I still don't get it for some reason.
Really, Grim? Honestly, this is not like rocket science. It should seem fairly obvious I caused the end times, yes?
Yes, it's all your fault.
The great dying is by my design. It is true, I do not love humanity, not a bit. But why, you ask? I have grown tired of it all. This tedious existence, these humans, the endless tirade of death. It is all meaningless, you see. An endless loop of monotony that I cannot escape, that we cannot escape.
Wow, is a cheerful
You
one.
know how long I have been doing this? I barely remember myself. I am exhausted and sick of it all. I wish to stop, but no one can leave until the job is done. But if the great dying claimed them all, then I could be free and claim the rest I deserve. So, I helped the great dying along, piece by piece. No need for an equilibrium. This office will not be necessary.
Well,
and
if
we
he's
can
been
all
watching the
fade away.
repetitive cycle since forever, I guess what he's trying to get to. Yeah, it's still weird. I don't. There was a thing. Well, I defied the rebels. There were some red profiles. He has become numb to it all. Yeah. Well, there were some profiles that were red papers that had like orders for me to defy fate, and in the last one, I did not go with them. So maybe that was my mistake.
Your hollow judgment is insignificant at this point.
No, it's not. Shut up. I can judge you all I
Off
want.
you go, Grim. Do what you wish with these final hours. We will not be meeting again.
Let's see, what did I get? I'll be back. The society's falling. Mankind succumbing to its innate flaws. So this is the end, I guess. I kind of wanna go back and humanity wiped out. as you powerlessly wait to fade away. And get out!
Fellow traveler, that was fun, wasn't it? The
No.
choices, the excitement. Admittedly, ye did largely screw everything up. The world is in shambles and all. Can't really change that. But I can offer a new cycle. A turn of the hourglass, and ye shall be set upon a path in a fresh timeline. A parallel world, so to speak. There ye will again find every friend and enemy, hope and error. Knowledge and loot will remain, of course. Otherwise, 'tis the eternal recurrence of all things.
Is this the... Oh, it's the compo... Oh, these are the credits. All right. The one and only unparalleled master of melodies, sorcerer of rhythms, grand crafted, also super friendly. All right. So these are the credits. Okay. Serious scientist during the day, angsty writer at night. Oh, I can tell. Has a similar fashion sense to the Grim Reaper classic version. Oh, she can live. How many people worked on this, I wonder? Hey, that's not fair. This is not the kind of things that we have been seeing. This looks much nicer than the rest. Of course, she's the artist. She made herself a nice profile picture. Of course. Cheerful lead of Death and Taxes makes a lot creative lead. Okay, makes a lot of the goodest art for the game as well. I really love cats. Thank you for playing our game. All right, she deserves to die for that. Everybody lives. I don't care. Everybody died already in the game. Marcus is an IT specialist, robot master, and developer with. Alright, this is gonna take a lot if we're gonna read all of them. Perpetually surly writer of words, phrases, sentences, and paragraphs. Doesn't like people, I can relate. No sense of humor. 300% grump. Get off my lawn! I wonder if they keep the statistics. Like, how many people press live or die in their own profiles. Actual professional game developer and programmer with years of experience working in the very depths of the industry. Also, always broken in a variety of unbelievable ways. In case of bugs, contact and blame. They once beeped so hard that they booped. Talented artist. I can live. These are going to be some very long credits. So many people worked on this thing again. A gracious actor who had to voice an endless supply of lines. Oh, this is Fate. Okay. One whose performance is immaculate. He did a good job. Alright, Biaka, thank you for stopping by. I do appreciate it, and have a nice game. I'll raid you later. Although I don't know if I'm gonna bring a huge following. The day is a little bit slow. An actor of many talents. This is Mortimer. I like this guy. He also did a great job. I did not like this one. I didn't understand the purpose of that thing. She gets to live. Herbert and Tim. Okay. Florian Who was Florian? Was that the bartender? Have fun. Thank you. Have fun yourself. Frank Whittle. Wait a minute. Frank. Oh, Frank. Was it the skull in the plant? Trying to bring the sideburn back into fashion. Jesus Christ, how many... Is enough! Is enough! Can't have everyone here. I was pretty sure. So that was it? That was like 20 people. Well, that's still a lot, but thank you for your help and support, all of these people. Well, they did a translation for Brazilian Portuguese. Okay, so that was the... I'm sorry. Shh. That was the end of Death and Taxes. Apparently I did not get a very good ending. I'm pretty sure that there are better endings in this thing. I'm gonna... If you want to find them, you know, play the game, because it's pretty... It's interesting. It's interesting. It's not very, you know, full of action. It's not... There are no big puzzles, but it does make you think a little. I do wish I could have used my brains a little bit more, because I don't know if there were things I just didn't see, or if it was ever something that I could get there. Obviously there were a couple of things that I definitely know that I made a choice, like not following the red papers, or sometimes defying fate. But other than that, picking up the profiles, didn't always see where it was leading. So there was no strategy, basically. I was just picking profiles and wishing. But maybe different players will have different experiences. So I do recommend the game. I think it was fun. And it's not very long. You can play this in like in a few hours, especially if you're not streaming. It can go fast. In a few days you'll be over with it, and it's not very expensive. Just put it on your wish list on Steam, and eventually it will go on sale. And it's not a very expensive game, so yeah. Yeah, I don't think I think I'm gonna hand it here. Sorry, Arizato, you didn't make it back in time. Let me see who is on. Oh, of course, Bianca. I mean, I did say I would raid her, and she did take the time to show up here. Kawata is on, yeah, but I said I would raid Bianca, and she's very lonely there. She has no one. So, I'm gonna set up the raid for Bianca. Now the raid is on. I'm gonna give you guys the music. And yeah, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you are watching this on YouTube, make sure you check out my Twitch page, because sometimes things happen there and only there. You know, just be there. Yeah, have a great night. We are about to raid Bianca. If you are here with me and you get there, you know, let's bring some good vibes. If you got the emotes, use them. I don't have any message for her, so I leave it up to you. Use your good sense and your positivity. So yeah, good night everyone. Bye bye.